So I want to first of all congratulate the real Donald Trump for his win. And from his speech, it seems there's a lot that needs to be addressed inside America from the perspective of a business person. And part of it is why a lot of people see Elon trying to do whatever he does, because it addresses some issues which are historical and are based on what needs to be done in that country. Many countries need to be run like the same way we run businesses, and auditing is to be done on everything that goes on inside a country. So I'll address this video in a two-part series. One of it is on Unaids, and the second bit will be on the tariffs, because I think that is what is more important on that talk or the speech the president gave of the United States. So Unaid is an American organization, and its aims is to run aid and to assist struggling nations and third world nations and nations which are suffering or struggling. So for somebody to come up and try to revive what has been done wrongly and what has not been addressed for a long time is a good thing. What we're saying is communication should be done, that the government of America is not trying to eliminate health aid or any other aid, but they are trying to look at the loopholes which are there and exist, where people have been siphoning money and trying to get money and American resources from the people. These are American people's taxes, and it is your business. And many a times people don't like accountability, and accountability is very key in a lot of things. So what we're saying is, you do whatever you want with your organization, the Unaid. We are very happy, and we are seeing a lot of changes and things which favor us, because we've been asking for accountability for a long time. So for anybody who's been siphoning money, stealing from the American people, they need to be held accountable. And for nations which don't deserve aid or are using that loophole to get away with corruption and embezzlement, they also need to be held accountable. What we're saying is America needs to look at what is the requirement for aid in which country and what is necessary to be given to each country. Let's say country X needs a certain amount of money on its healthcare, and this is based on the tropical diseases. So they look at country X and say, you need 90 million US dollars, or let's say 6 million US dollars. We tell you, we will provide for you, let's say 2 million out of the 6 million, or 2.5 million out of the 6 million. And then you figure out how your country, because it's part of your healthcare which we are catering for, we need to run. This is not to say that America should not support any country which is needy. We need still funding for HIV and AIDS, malaria and tuberculosis to be funded. So Elon and the team should communicate that they're not getting rid of the health aid they're catering or providing for the nations. It's just a matter of a cleanup exercise to try and see how well they can be able to save money and the American people taxes, but at the same time aiding nations. So we know Elon is not a layman per se, and the team which Donald Trump has allocated, they have a plan, and that is what people don't know. But people like painting it as they don't have a plan, and their aim is to get rid of something. So you communicate to the world that there is a plan to take care of what was being provided for countries and what is really needed for each country, so that going forward you can have countries benefiting on what is needed. Also, we need to be checked on the countries which are being provided with aid. are they really sufficient or needy? And are they providing enough for their health care or other needs, as opposed to just being provided for aid, yet they are not doing enough to provide for their economies and the health of the people inside their countries. So for me, well, if Unaid has issues, then it doesn't need to be left there. It has to be checked. Auditing has to be done. Accountability has to be brought forward, and for everything that needs to be addressed as an issue. If people are profiteering and benefiting illegally from American people taxes, then it is a must that they do really get held accountable for that misendeavor that they've been partaking. So for me, I still remain, and my word is, well, you decide what you want to do with your taxes. It is your taxes. It is the American people's money. Just let the auditing be done. Let people be held accountable for whatever it is crimes that they've taken part in, and let the fund operate based on what it needs to operate from. Let the American people benefit from their healthcare and their aid also. There are people inside America who need aid and they cannot get because some people are benefiting while others are taking money and running away with it corruptly inside there, pretending to be helping, or through some channels which are not known and which are not beneficial to the American people. So my take is, if somebody needs to be held accountable, let them be held accountable. But also, as that window is being closed or checked, it's good for Elon and the team to communicate to the world that yes, indeed, they have a plan. They have not scrapped away the provisions they've made and the promises they've made for the lower countries and the downstream countries, the poor countries. The aid will be provided for, but for the people, they have to be also, countries have to be told what it is that their responsibility is on providing for the healthcare of their countries. And as we said earlier, we are willing to work with anybody who is also supporting any agenda that we are trying to drive, or that is on proper governance and good governance and accountability. And many people are trying to fight, trying to say Elon cannot say anything because he's a Republican, which is wrong. Elon is just asking questions. And is it wrong to ask questions? It is right for anybody to ask questions, and especially questions which are beneficial to you. So you should be asking questions also. Where is our money going? Who is using our money? Who is benefiting from our money? Why can't we get proper health care as we are providing for other nations? I'm not here to propagate or be concerned about what it is the other bit of that speech was, or whatever Donald does. That is his business. He deserves to run his country the way he wants. And that is the same thing we've been saying. Let nations run their countries the way they feel and in a comfortable manner which they need, and people to accommodate that view to be able to run the nations. So what we're appealing for is, yes, aid is needed, but also it has to be catered for as you provide for these needy nations. Thank you.